A new update for Minecraft Trails and Tales Plus has now released. It should be on CurseForge at the time this video goes live. If it's not, then give it a few hours because sometimes CurseForge can take some time to accept the mod. But let's cover what is actually new within this version. Before we cover what is new, I do quickly just want to cover a change. The Tough Golem, as you can see, has had some updates. It has had some texture changes, and also to actually get the color of it now, you actually just click dye, and as you can see, it will now actually dye the color of the cape. And then you can give it items to actually hold, which it seems like the item does render a bit low. And it's also had some updated animations, like when you actually take an item off of its hand, it will now actually stand up casually rather than just instantly standing. And when you actually give an item, it will now slowly lower. Now let's cover the first thing that is actually new within this version, and that is the ability to now actually craft up some weather detectors. These work kind of like daylight detectors, but as you can see, they have a different texture. And they detect the actual weather. So if I quickly just place down some redstone right here, and then I also place another one right here with redstone, let's invert this one. As you can see, if it is inverted, it will actually give off a redstone signal when it is sunny. As you can see, this one is not inverted and it's not giving a redstone signal. Now, if I was to set the weather to raining or thundering, it will actually invert. As you can see, it now switches. So this one is no longer giving a redstone signal off because it is no longer sunny. And now that it is raining, this one is giving off a redstone signal. This is also the same for if it is thundering. It will once again give off the same signal, so this one will be powered and this one will not. So if you have a farm where you want maybe a lightning rod to only be active when it is raining, the recipe is some copper and then a oxidized copper in the center with a lightning rod on top. The next thing that is new is in mangrove swamps. As you can see, there are now actually fireflies that spawn in mangrove swamps. Now, these are actual particles, so they don't have any interactions or anything, but there is a thing about them. They spawn in root blocks that are on the trees. There is a chance the trees could actually have them, which this one doesn't. There is one around here because of the actual particles. But when you find one, if you actually break it, the particles will disappear. And you can pick up the roots block to take it anywhere within the world. So let's quickly just maybe take one over here. And let's say we now are at our base. Let's say we want fireflies at the base. I can now place one here. And as you can see, the particles return. So you can actually take these root blocks anywhere within the world to take the particles with you. So if you want some firefly ambience at your base or at a certain farm, then you can now actually do that just by picking up the block and moving it. But they do generate naturally within the mangrove swamps, so if you come to the biome, there is a chance that you'll see some fireflies flying around. There are now also some new enchantments, also some changes to other enchantments. So first of all, the Ancient Touch enchantment has actually been altered. If I quickly just put that on a shovel. There is then also Fragile Touch, which is a new enchantment, and I'll cover what that does in a second. It goes on to pickaxes. And there is Glide Protection, which goes on elytras, and this basically does it so if you are gliding and you faceplant into a wall, the damage you take will be lowered with this enchantment. So if I faceplant into here, as you can see, I only took half a heart, whereas before I probably would have took about 3, maybe 4. Now let's cover the changes to Ancient Touch as well as Fragile Touch. So Ancient Touch, if you didn't know, before it would actually stop you from breaking suspicious blocks. Now it just decreases the rate at which you mine them. So you can still break it if you have it on a shovel, but as you can see, it is actually extremely slow. If we quickly just grab a shovel without Ancient Touch, as you can see, we instantly break it without Ancient Touch, but with Ancient Touch, it does break, it is just a lot slower. And what Fragile Touch does, it makes blocks like Budding Amethyst a lot slower as well. So you can still actually break the block, but you won't break it while insta-mining out a geode. This is also the same with spawner blocks. Before we carry on with this video, I do quickly just want to say a few things. The first thing, there is no audio for this video. I have no clue why, but game audio didn't actually record, so there is just some music playing in the background to compensate for that. The second thing, If you have any bugs or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments of the video on CurseForge, or the best place is within my Discord. The link is in the description. And the final thing, 91.8% of you who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you do enjoy this video or enjoy the mods that I make, then do leave a like and subscribe, as it does really help out. But anyway, let's jump straight back to the video. Now let's cover this thing that I have in my inventory. This is the Sonic Totem. And basically what this does is it gives you immunity to the sonic boom, but it's not really that easy to obtain. How it's obtained is a warden killing another entity with its sonic boom attack. It has to be with its sonic boom attack. You will not get it if the warden actually punches the entity. So for example, if I put a husk right here with a warden down here, and then I actually just punch this husk around so it sets off some vibrations real quick, I can obviously just move it around a little bit and the warden will eventually get angry at it and it should roar. There we go, it is now roared. So if we just give it a few seconds for the warden to actually realize that it can't reach the husk, it will then sonic boom it. Let's actually quickly just get you low as well, so you're low. I'd also want to put blocks above your head, otherwise you will be flung into the air. There we go, the sonic boom has just gone off. We need it to do it one more time. And as you can see, the husk is dead. And here is a Sonic Totem. So there we go, I've just hit the warden. If I was to now have the Sonic Totem in my hand, so let's quickly just wait for the warden to come here. And let's wait for it to hit me. Let's also put them blocks above my head, so the warden obviously can't reach. It will soon Sonic Boom, which, as you can see, once I actually die from the effect, so I have to actually die from it, the next one should kill me. So here we go. As you can see, the totem is actually popped, and you'll get Sonic Shielding, which, as you can see, I am now actually not being damaged. I always have 1 heart, although the actual effect is hitting me, and if I quickly just broke that block, it will still do the knockback. I will just never ever take damage to the Sonic Boom until this actual effect is removed. The next feature that is new actually requires us to jump into this definitely real portal. So let's jump straight into it, and it will take us to the end dimension. And that is because within the end, the overworld and the nether, there is a new ore called Voidum. This is a thing that you can mine with a pickaxe, and it will drop Voidum. As you can see, it comes in stone, deep slate, blackstone, and also endstone. And then it can also be turned into a block if you have 9 of it, which the block looks like that. But what this actually is used for is something completely different. It's not like diamonds, redstone, lapis, or anything like that. Now we're at the outer ends, there is a new structure that can spawn here, as well as a new entity. Now, if I just fly around, the entity should be noticeable. And here we go, we have actually found one. This is the new entity. As you can see, it is a smaller hunchback version of the Enderman, and this is called the Elderman. So basically, it's just an old Enderman, and as you can see, they actually have a pouch on their back. You can actually trade with these guys. They can actually trade things that would help you inside of the end survive. So things like endstone, some blocks, wood, also some good leggings or armor. They do also have chance to trade you food, so if you've got your food, then you can obviously trade these without having to die and go back to the overworld. Shulker shells, and also things like slow falling. This actual trade at the bottom here can be any diamond armor or diamond tool, and this one right here can be any log. But along with this new Elderman, they will actually come with a new structure. Now this is a ruined end portal, which, as you can see, it's just an end portal that cannot be activated, but there is actually a secret about these. If you break that block right there and remove the lava, this block right here has a chance to be a Voidum, and the Voidum can obviously be turned into 9 of these, so you can obviously find and trade with them. But this is not actually the structure we are looking for. The structure we are looking for is the Elderman Hideout, which is a extremely rare structure. And as you can see, this one we have found right here doesn't actually have what we want in it. There is an item right here that has a 50-50 chance to spawn, and we have not actually found it. But this is what the structure looks like. As you can see, it is like a little cabin that the Elderman has dug out so it could survive. There is also an ender chest right here in the center that you can obviously use, and we've actually found it. The 4th one we actually located has the item we want, and as you can see, that is what the item is. If we quickly just take it from the actual thing, you can see it's called the Elder Pouch. and this is the only way to actually obtain this. It cannot be obtained in any other way. So basically what the under pouch does is you can actually put up to 9 stacks of items in the pouch, which if we quickly just show that, as you can see, there is 9 stacks of different items. But you can also put 9 stacks of the same item. So if you have just a load of cobblestone or something, you can also fill it with that, as you can see. But if you don't want to put stacks of items, you can literally put 557 individual items. Now, I'm not going to show this because otherwise this will take absolutely ages, but as you can see, if we throw them in, they will eventually fill up the pouch with the items. So it's basically just a improved bundle. Let's now cover 2 of the changes before we cover anything else new. One of the changes is to actually tip a bamboo spear. It now actually requires a tipped arrow. As you can see, that will now actually tip the spear. This is just to make them a little bit more easier to obtain early game, because before you'd have to have a lingering potion, and obviously to get lingering potions you have to have dragon breath. Now you can actually use tipped arrows, which once again are an end game item, but you can actually trade them from Fletcher villagers. So it makes them a little bit easier to obtain early game. The first one is the shulker helmet, which is crafted with 5 shulker shells like so. And this shulker helmet, when you're actually wearing it, it will make it so you remove the levitation effect upon being hit. So if I quickly just summon a shulker and have this shulker attack me, so let's just go in survival mode. If I remove the actual helmet off of me, as you can see, the shulker will hit me if it actually don't miss. So there we go, we now have levitation. If I now put the helmet on, as you can see, levitation is removed, but if one of these actually hits me again, the levitation will not come back because we are wearing the helmet. And one thing about it, if you actually put the helmet on, let's quickly just see this. As you can see, I didn't actually get levitation. The good thing about it, if you actually put the helmet on in midair, as you can see, you don't take fall damage, so you can also use it as a way to stop fall damage when you have levitation. And then the next new item is some magma boots, which is crafted 8 magma creams and golden boots. And as you can see, these are magma boots. Now these both are armor pieces, but they actually have a lot less armor. They're like the turtle shell helmet. They give you a buff to basically say you're not getting good armor value, but you can have a buff to compensate. And the magma boots basically give you infinite fire resistance. But there is one thing. This infinite fire resistance will go if you are actually fully immersed in lava. So what I mean by fully immersed in lava, if you're walking in lava with just one high like so, as you can see, we still have the fire resistance. But if I was to go so my head was in, as you can see, the fire resistance slowly disappears. Now let's quickly cover some changes to the Echoid, because this has had huge changes and it's basically just been totally revamped once again. So the changes here are to first summon the mob. You have to actually place a Echoid block underneath the spawner. As you can see, that will then make particles appear. You no longer have to click echo shards onto the block, you now have to have a block under it. Upon right clicking it, the block will be consumed and a boss will spawn. It spawned down here, but I actually want to show you it spawning because it does have a custom animation. Where is it spawning? It's spawning right here. As you can see, it actually has a custom spawning animation now, and also the texture has been changed. The Wither Skull is now within its chest. It does also have a load of custom animations, like if we quickly just summon a mob for it to fight. Let's just summon a Isolager. As you can see, it will actually do this as its raw attack, and it will then chase after the mob and kill it. This is just a total revamp to the Echoid, just to make it a little bit more harder to fight, because before it was way too easy. It basically works like the Warden now, but it does have some unique properties. But this version is a lot better than what it was before. And we've also implemented the actual Wither Skull to be more of a power source for the Echoid. As you can see when it does some of its attacks, like the actual roar, if we quickly just place him there. As you can see, it uses the actual skull a lot more often to actually power up and stuff like that. Final feature within this update is a new drop to spiders. There is also a lot of other bug fixes and stuff like that, which I haven't covered, which they're just small minor tweaks and they'll be linked on CurseForge if you do want to check them out. As you can see, we've now actually got the drop, and the drop is a Spider Fang. This Spider Fang can actually be traded to wandering traders. There is a chance they can actually spawn with a new trade, and if I quickly just spawn them, here we go. The actual trade costs 16 emeralds and random amount of Spider Fangs. I think this can be anything from 8 to 16. And this gets you the Spider's Bite enchantment. This is the only way to actually get the enchantment. And basically what the enchantment does, if we quickly just put it on our sword, it can only go on swords and axes. And basically what it does, if we quickly just spawn a mob and punch the mob will be poisoned because it's basically biting it like the actual cave spider does. It only has, I think, like 5 seconds of poison 1, so it's not really that OP. But if you actually manage to get a decent amount of hits on the mob, it will slowly take the mob's health down, eventually killing it over time. And that is it for this update. It does seem like a very small one. That is mainly because we just revamped a load of behind the scenes features just to make the mod work a little bit easier and to make it a little bit more polished. We did also plan to add some other features, but we couldn't quite get them finished in time, and we needed to get this update out because there is something coming to the mod next week, which we can't talk about just yet. You'll have to wait until next week to see what that is. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!